Good morning. Okay, good morning, everybody. Alrighty. Give it a second. Alright, let's get into our daily word, and then we are going to go over part 5 of 1 Samuel. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Alright. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Okay. Okay. Alright, you guys. Surah 18, line 4. We're covering a very similar theme. We've ran into some themes before. At this moment, I cannot recall what maybe our past theme was, if it's not this one. But I know this has been a very common theme as of lately. Okay. So I guess we still have some pushback, or we still have questions about this, but I'll read the line. It says, "Further, that he may warn those also who say, Allah hath begotten a son." Okay. Alright. Further, that he may warn those also who say, you know, and I've spoken this before, this is really the biggest difference between Islam and Christianity and or Catholicism. Okay, it's the biggest holdup, right? So I can see where conflicts, not necessarily conflicts, but disagreements can arise, because this is probably the biggest one that comes up again and again. I don't know how many times we've read a line similar to this one during our studies, but with understanding, it can be very much a clear thing, right? It's very clear. See, further, that he may warn those also who say, Allah hath begotten a son. So we're warning others not to go along with that. Why? Because God, our God, Allah, is in a category of his own, right? And we're very clear on instruction to set him apart, not put him in the same category as Jesus. Although the relationship between him and Jesus is very firm and strong, it is not that of a father and son, okay? Not biological. We can't assign these human constraints on these all-powerful entities, if that makes sense. And we've done that since the beginning of time, right? There are very ancient stories of gods and goddesses, especially in Egyptian time and even Hinduism, where they put these human characteristics like having biological children and things like that on gods. And this line follows up with the saying that no knowledge have they of such thing, nor had their fathers. It is a grievous thing that issues from their mouths as a saying, falsehood. So again, these are words directly given to Prophet Muhammad at a time after the Bible was written. So of course it is in response to the biblical tales or the biblical stories, or the misconstrued writings that had taken place. Not necessarily to say the Bible was misconstrued, or the Bible was written in a poor way. That's not what it's saying. It's saying those who had taken that message and have spoken about it out of context. So it's not like they're saying that the Bible is a falsehood. They're saying that those who have spoken about it and assigned context to what the Bible was saying, that was the falsehood, right? Because it says it's a grievous thing that issues from their mouths. So Jesus being the Son of God, that's something that comes from our mouths, okay? And we're going to go ahead and look further to see, what instances might the Bible go ahead and discuss Jesus being the Son of God and where that appears in the Bible. Okay, I know it has to be somewhere, right? It had to come from somewhere. So we'll go ahead and do a bit of a further investigation, especially when we get to the time of the Gospels, and then after the Gospels, when we get really into the New Testament, maybe Paul's letters, right? We'll be able to learn a little bit more. But yes, this is the clear instruction. We've been getting it time and time again, so it's very hard to ignore. So definitely we're going to take heed to it for certain, right? Just me, right? But I'm sure, those who are into this and are into hearing about this stuff will all take heed. So very, very good. Let's go ahead and put a title on this. I have very minimal time this morning, but I'm not trying to rush it too heavy. Okay, Surah 18. So let's go ahead and put a provocative title on here. Yes, really strictly on keeping Allah and keeping God in a category of His own, letting Him have no relation, right, for the time being. Okay, let's go ahead and send this off. Peace out, you guys.